Hey, how's it going? We are live with no music, which is always a little bit weird, but it's fun. We're gonna knock on Brian's door and see if he's ready for us or not. I know he just started as well. Let's see. Um, Knocking. Heroes World. Wow. I haven't seen that dude in forever. That's awesome. What's up, D? How you doing, buddy? Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna write out a quick thing for the Discord. Um, after I will be playing Baba. And his play on Saturday. Spelling. Do I not have my headphones are on? I am, and I'll be returning in 2026. That's a promise. Love to hear it. Oh, I think I know what's going on. I think my speaker. I think it's going through my speakers, not my headset. Let's fix that. It's going pretty well, D. It's going pretty well. Uh, Headphones. There we go. All right. Okay, we're gonna mute him. No offense. And did he join? Hello. Nope, can't hear you yet. Did you come on? Share chat. Start sharing chat. Hey, looking good. When you come back, I'll be hitting you up for the gift. Grift. All right, are we good? Hello. If I say that in my chat, does it show up in his? Hey, it did. Perfect. All right, we are good. Oh, there's Brian. Sorry, I forgot to let you in. I was talking to you, and I didn't even have you in the door. I'm not hearing you on Restream, sir. Hello?
And if I do, can you hear me now?
I absolutely do.
Okay, that's the wrong microphone. Let me screw around with this. I have this all screwed up because I was trying to work on some special features for a VR stream, so it'll take me a minute. You go ahead and vamp for a bit, Dan.
Oh my God, the worst. All right, sounds good, buddy. All right, so tonight on our rating, we're going to be talking about Kill Bill Volume 2. If you want to check out the first Kill Bill episode we did last week, you can go to !movies if you're in my chat, or check out, I think you can find a few R rating movie reviews on YouTube. It's Mongolia's Movie Show. You can find all the back episodes over there. I still have way behind on podcasts, but I promise that will be coming shortly. We are caught up on the YouTube, so now we'll be doing these episodes on Thursday, and I will have them out by Monday on YouTube, which is pretty exciting. This is the first time since the podcast started that we're actually going to have that be true, so that's cool. And next week we're going to be talking about 28 years later, The Bone Temple. It's a brand new movie coming out, I think tomorrow or possibly tonight. So we will be spoiling that, but not for a week. So you've got lots of time to go check that out if you're even remotely interested. Otherwise, just come and hang out with us. That'd be awesome. Should be a good time. Later tonight, after this episode, I'm going to be hanging out with Mr. Bubba Hotep. We're going to be playing some Bro Force. It is a 4-player game, so if anybody out there has it and wants to come hang out with us, you're more than welcome. Or if you just want to come watch us die horribly, that's going to be a fun time too. And Saturday, I just picked up the new game Star Rupture, which looks like a cooperative space Subnautica. That's probably a terrible term for it, but that's what I'm going with. Bubba Hotep has it as well. It is 4 players, so I will be trying that out for the very first time live Saturday morning. And that's pretty much all I got at the moment.
Wow, well, that's enough. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, good. Okay. I think I got it to the right microphone setting.
Excellent.
This could be okay.
We are waiting on a will. I've got 9 different movie scenes cut up, ready to go for our first ever episode of whatever we're calling this. Where essentially, if I understand the rules properly, you're going to get a screenshot of a movie that you may or may not know, and you have to make up a review for it on the spot, including giving it a title, and you get, 1 minute to do it in?
Yeah, somewhere between 30 seconds and 60 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll see.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Bubba Hotep sent me 9 photos, and I think I knew 7 of the movies. And then you sent me 6 photos, and I knew 3 of the movies. So I used more of yours. I'm like, I don't know what this is. So we'll see what happens.
I was actually in the middle of typing to you that I'm dragging ass today, and if you wanted to skip this game and do something simple, like if you weren't ready for it, don't push it. But since you're ready for it, we'll do it.
I'm ready enough.
Yeah,
I mean, this is not a one-time thing, right?
Let's do it.
Well, yeah. I don't. You sent me photos, and I put them on the screen. I don't know if that counts as work. I feel like you might have done the hard part.
More work than I don't know. I just Googled interesting movie still frames, and it just shows a bunch.
Well, I like some of the ones you sent me. When I saved the photo, it saved as the title of the movie. I'm like, oh, I guess I know what that is now.
Okay.
So I tried to not pay attention to that. I was like,
I didn't read any of them or anything, so I have no idea. Those ones that I sent you, like I think I sent you 6, and I have no clue what they are.
Okay, I knew 2 of them pretty right away, and I had a solid guess on the third, but I couldn't think of the name of it. And then it showed up as the name. I was like, oh, okay, so it was the one that I thought it was. I've never seen it, but I guessed based off the look of it.
So do we want to do this with all 3 of us on the screen and one photo in the corner?
Yeah, I'm picturing we're going to wait for Will to show up, and then I'll...
Okay.
So if we're doing it inside of a minute, then it could turn into a short. So it would make sense to have it be 4 quadrants, so they're all the same size.
Okay.
But if we're not worrying about it for a short, then it makes sense to have the photo be larger so that like the audience can kind of see what it is. Because some of these, I don't know what they are. If you don't know what they are, we're going to be relying on the audience to hopefully tell us or at least give us a guess.
Yeah. And I kind of like the idea of actually having people in the comments of YouTube try and explain to us what the movie really is and give the rating and whatnot. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. I would rather... I'm torn between doing it randomly because I've got 9 photos. So we could literally just like roll a dice, be like, okay, Brian, you're number what? And you just give me one number 1 through 9.
Fine with me. I think leave it up to chance and see how this thing plays out.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find a better background than this Kill Bill one.
The one last week wasn't terrible. It was a little grainy, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't make an appearance in this movie, so I like the idea of going completely random, and I also kind of enjoy not knowing the movie. And there's enough on the list that I do recognize where I'm like, oh, I'm just going to talk about a movie I've seen before. So yeah, okay.
I'm going to tell you, Dan, if I was able to go get a Pai Mei beard, I would have showed up in costume. I would have showed up. That's why Will's like, just the whole time.
You have to make the sound effect every time you do it, though.
Yeah.
Euros World is back in chat, which is awesome. I haven't seen that dude in a very, very long time. I hope you're well, sir. And you mentioned something about when you're back to streaming. You're going to be streaming this year at some point. When you are, you're going to be looking at me for a gift. It must be a reference that I'm unfamiliar with or an old joke that I missed. I do apologize, but I'm not sure what you're referring to. But it's good to have you back in the community one way or the other. It's good to see you. And we do have a guest theoretically lined up for the end of the episode. We'll see if they do show up or not. But anybody out there, open invitation, well, semi-open invitation. If you have any strong feelings on Quentin Tarantino or Kill Bill 2 now or after you hear what we have to say about the movie, by all means, let me know. Reach out to me on Discord or in the chat here, and we'll see if you've got a microphone, you got a camera, you want to get on screen. You can have 2 to 5 minutes of screen time here on our rating. Get your piece out. Tell us how right we are, how wrong we are, what you love about this movie, what you hate about this movie, anything you want within reason. Keep it PG-13. I'd love to have you. I'd love to get like 1 to 3 guests per episode. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But all I can do is invite. So if you guys are free, great. If you're not, no worries. No, the grift, not the gift you give. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Have you heard from Will? I haven't heard from Will in a couple of days.
I haven't heard from him, no. Oops, sorry, chat. Trying to do things, trying to prep for the show behind the scenes here, and it's not very behind the scenes right now.
He's not on Discord, but I'll message anyways, just in case. We are live when you're ready. Sup, Bridget? How you doing? Sup, Crow? Good to see you. Cool. Okay.
Okay, let me see if I can edit this one down a bit.
So, Bubba Hotep, the photos you sent me, were they all movies you knew and you just wanted to get our reviews on movies? Are you trying to like cheat the system a little bit, or were those completely random? Because I feel like there was a lot of those movies I knew, or at least had a strong guess on. The bear had his first day of puppy kindergarten today. Nice. Hey, Cosmo, how you doing? Hillary around, or is she at work? Just cheating the system with 1. Oh, just 1. Okay, there's a bunch there that I'm like, I know what this is. I know what this is. I wasn't sure. There's only 2 that I don't really have a good guess for, and ironically, it's the one that you said you wanted to give to Will and the one you just wanted to give to Brian. So I did put those on the list. So those will show up tonight. I just don't know who's going to get them. We're going to do, I think, completely random. So hopefully nobody gets movies they know, or at least not ones they know very well. I know them all. They were movies that some people liked, some didn't. Interesting. Well, don't tell us yet, but once we're done them, let us know. Anybody in the audience, if you recognize any of the movies that we play for this game, let us know, because there's a couple I have no idea.
Whew, freezing in the studio today.
I like that you made that picture black and white. Was that?
Yeah, that's what I was doing in Canva. I just took the saturation all the way down to 0. And that yellow was just too harsh.
Yeah, fair.
So I just this afternoon finished watching The Running Man.
Oh, okay.
Reboot.
The new one, yeah.
No, I watched Kill Bill 2 with you guys.
Yeah.
The Running Man reboot, and I watched like all but the last 30 minutes of it, and I was like, this is pretty good. I can't wait to get home and finish this movie. And then I watched the last 30 minutes of it, and I'm like, I wish I hadn't watched any of that film at all. I was so
really
angry with the ending. It was such a horrible ending. It was terrible.
That's unfortunate. I don't know the story very well. I've seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger one once 20 years ago.
Yeah. So this one is more true to the source material, which is actually a Stephen King book that he wrote in his pen name, Bachman or whatever his name was.
Richard Bachman, I think.
Yeah, he wrote it with the intent of proving that he could sell a book that wasn't just his name. Yeah. Because he got popular. And so then he wrote The Running Man under that. And it was a successful book. And then he let everybody know that was him. And this was supposed to be closer to the source material. And I got to tell you, I like the Schwarzenegger one way better. The Schwarzenegger one was way more fun. This one, I'm just so pissed about the ending.
That's fair, but unfortunate. Will, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
Excellent.
The ending wasn't great, but I think it was better than the original. I watched a war movie with my mom in the ending, and they died in the first scene. I was so pissed. Feels like a waste of time, but okay. Will, we've got a game set up. We talked about it last week. I've got 9 different freeze frames from movies. And if you're up for it, we're going to randomly draw 1 through 9, and you're going to get a picture, and you're going to have to give us a title and a 60-second review, whether you've seen the movie or not.
Right?
You good with this?
I mean, sure. Will it be good? Whole nother question.
Nobody asked for it to be good. We just
I'm just clarifying. Just making sure.
I'll go
everybody's
first if you guys
clear.
want me to, since I pitched this idea. I don't want to go first. I did pitch it, so I will if I have to.
I'm relatively okay with going first. I mean, we're just gonna make asses of ourselves. It'll be the exact
Fine with
same as
me.
every other
Yep.
week.
Fine with me.
Nothing different, I'm sure. I need a timer.
Heroes World. Who let that guy in here?
I know, right? We thought he was finally gone from Twitch, and then he just comes back like a bad case of. Well, we'll keep it clean here now that you're here.
Amazing. Good to see you, Eros.
Will, did you go against Eros in my movie trivia? Was that your first match?
I didn't only go against him. I decimated him.
I didn't mean to bring up harsh memories, but sure.
I think I won by 1 point. Very, very, very luckily. I did horrible, and I never want to do it again.
That's rude, but okay.
Hey, I had fun. I'm not saying I didn't have fun. I did horrible, and I knew I would.
Did horrible, still won. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
That's just what it is. It is what it is.
Sounds like he's calling you out, but that's fair. That's fair. I'm just stalling at this point. I'm good with doing this, but I'm also just a little nervous. We'll see what happens. Worst case scenario, it's only 60 seconds. I've done worse for longer. So, Will, do you want to give me a 1 through 9?
A 1 through 9. I'd be.
You know what? Actually, give me a 2 through 9. Give me a 2 through 9.
Daniel, that will not change my answer one iota. The number is 6.
The number is 6. All right. I got 60 seconds on the clock. Let's bring on movie number 6.
Oh.
I have no idea what I'm going to say. All right, so
that makes it so much more fun.
So what we have here is an ideal camping movie. It's these two characters who are going out on the road trip, and they have to spend as much time as they can out in the wilderness, but they don't have any supplies with them other than what they can carry on their backs. It is a survival movie. There's nothing after them. There's no like big bad monster. It's not horror or anything like that. It is just the two of them in the wilderness trying to figure out how to survive with what they've got. Will they fall in love? Will they? Won't they? Is one of the big themes of this movie, and we're never really sure what is going to happen between these two characters. Edna and Benjamin, I believe they are, if I remember correctly.
That's correct, Dan. That's correct.
Benjamin, you can see, is the more prepared one. Edna looks like she's about to go on a date or something. Like she's just not really prepared for this. But the really big question is, are they going to be able to find love, or is Benjamin just going to get so frustrated with her by the end because she's constantly mooching off him? And that's really the heart of this movie: is the will they, won't they connection, and will they be able to survive as much time in the wilderness? This is Lost and Alone.
Oh, there. I was wondering if you remembered the title.
Gotta give it a rating, Dan. What's the rating on this film?
Lost and
It
Alone.
doesn't have to be any system that we've used so far. It could be a whole new rating system if you want.
Yeah, no, this is 3 milkshakes out of 7, I would say. It was fun, but it was kind of bad. I didn't love it, and the twist ending was really shocking. I just didn't see it coming. But it wasn't enough to save this movie.
Nobody saw it coming.
Nice.
And if you enjoyed that movie review, please write down in the comments what this movie actually was and what you felt about it.
I feel like the actual movie's on the tip of my tongue. I've never seen it, but it's like I know.
Is it Moonrise Kingdom?
That's it. That's the one. Yes.
Yeah, it's a Wes Anderson movie.
I don't even remember what I said.
I was gonna say
Lost and
it
Afraid,
looks like
Lost
a
and
Wes
Alone.
Anderson, but I've never seen it or heard of it.
Mm-hmm. It's a good movie.
All right.
Nothing like what you described, but
you have seen it. Okay, at least one of us has.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian, you're going to be next, and Bubba Hotep requested one specifically for you and one specifically for Will. So I'm just going to give you this one, and then we can go after that. So whenever you're ready, sir, let me know, and I'll give you 60 seconds. And
I'm as ready as I'm ever going to be.
All right, sir. Good luck.
This movie was a great film. You know, I saw this back when I was a kid. This is Weeping Willows of the Screaming Trees. It's a horror film. And our lead star, Stacy Bachman right here, she discovers something going on in her haunted house, and no one believes her, and everyone thinks that she's actually losing her mind because no one wants to believe her that this house is haunted. She ends up going on quite the rampage. She gets beat up and does a great job falling downstairs, and all this sort of like method acting that she goes through to really portray this woman who appears like she's losing her mind. At one point, she even thinks that she's losing her mind, but really it's just a scary, spooky film. The ending really nailed it, brought it all together. I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but the entire town comes together to witness some atrocious acts, and it really just nailed this film. It was very exciting. An older one, but definitely a goodie. This one gets 3 purple stars for me. You should definitely go check it out.
What was the title of this one?
I don't remember. I don't know, Screaming Treehouse of Weeping Willows or something.
Yeah.
Okay, is this The Exorcist? That was my first guess, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that would have been my guess.
I actually was thinking that maybe this was Psycho. I wasn't quite sure.
Psycho's black and white, so it's unlikely.
Yeah,
Unless it's a
that's
sequel.
kind of what I was like. I'm pretty sure Psycho's black and white, but
It is The Exorcist. People are saying Exorcist.
Yeah.
Do you guys have timers on your side? Because I just realized, like, I can't tell you when you're at 60 seconds without just interrupting you. So
I just kind of went for as long as I could keep rambling out junk until I just couldn't make up anymore.
If I make 60 seconds,
you were like 2 seconds over. It was great. It was perfect.
Oh, I was 2 seconds over.
No,
I thought it was.
I'm not giving you a hard time. Like, that's awesome. Like, you're right around.
I was like 30 seconds under. I really thought I was going short on that. Okay, never mind then. We're good.
Thanks, Euros. Have a good night.
See you, Euros. Gigabytes, there's no real game per se. There's no scoring. We're just showing each other random scenes from movies. We have to make a review up on the spot, whether we've seen the movie or not. Thank you so much for the follow, Kurzan. Appreciate that. Will, this one was recommended for you, and then after that, we'll get you some random ones. So let me know when you're ready, and we'll throw 60 seconds on the clock for you.
Ready as I'll ever be.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Don't need luck when I've seen the movie. Oh, this is a classic Willem Dafoe. It's called My Back Aches for You. And whoa. I don't know why you guys are laughing. It's quite a romantic drama where it's I say romantic because it does involve a stepsister and stepbrother, and they find themselves alone in the woods. Their car breaks down. They find this debilitated cabin, and accident happens, and the stepsister Anne loses the use of her legs, and that's where Willem Dafoe really steps up and becomes more than just a stepbrother. I give this one, obviously, I give this one 2 out of 3 legs. Not bad.
I thought the stepsister's accent was she was gonna get stuck in a dryer or something. I was like, where's he going with this?
My back aches for you.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And thank you very much, Real Bubba Hotep. I hate you.
Does anybody know what this actually is?
Honestly, that cabin kind of looks like maybe from Cabin in the Woods or Evil Dead. I know that's not what it is, but that kind of looks like the Evil Dead cabin a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it might have been like the Evil Dead remake, and I'm like, I don't recognize this character, but like the farm looks familiar. Brokeback Cabin.
You know what? Yeah, the only movie I don't think it is Antichrist, because it looks like Willem Dafoe is much too young in this. But if it is that movie, I shall never name it because don't watch that movie. Yeah, bro.
I'm dying to know why I shouldn't watch this movie now. So I'll definitely be looking that up tonight.
I I warned you. Do not watch
I
this
won't
movie.
watch
I've
it. If
warned
you tell me not to
everybody.
watch it, I won't watch it. But
Is it Antichrist you're not supposed to watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, yeah, you can watch My Back Aches for You all night long.
Yeah, no, I will. Whew, okay. Okay, so we need a number between 3 and 9 that's not 6.
7.
7 it is.
6, 7.
Shut up.
52. Sorry, my kids always say 6, 7, and so my wife and I start saying other numbers really embarrassingly in public whenever they say it, so that they'll stop saying it. So I say 52 like I'm constipated, and she says 99 like she's, I don't know, like a hiccuping Mickey Mouse or something.
9.
And so our kids hate saying 6, 7 around us now, which is the whole point.
Well played. Well played.
My kids all hate memes like that. Like they hate the whole 6, 7 or the skibbity toilet and all that stuff. So I purposely do them anyways. Like I'm not doing it because they do it. I just do it because I think it's fucking hilarious to get the reaction out of them where they're just like, okay, I know what 7 is. Do you want me to do a semi-real review or skip it to a
It's
different
more
one?
fun when you got to make it up.
I could have done a semi-real review, but I chose the more tame and peaceful version that I gave you.
I'm going to choose one I don't know and leave the one that I do know for you guys. So we're going to go with... here we've got Grave of the Butterflies. This is a sci-fi movie where they have to go to a different planet, and while they're exploring the tombs, they come across this area that is clearly like almost like it's been taken over by spider webs. Like it's just all these different like creatures that are wrapped up in cocoons, and they're not really sure what's going on with them, but they're looking into it. It's kind of got like a Prometheus feel where they're like exploring this like civilization on a different planet, but there's nobody around. And it's pretty tense, despite the fact that there's not really like an antagonist for a chunk of this film. So I really enjoyed it for that aspect because I really like that like sci-fi architectural feeling to it. And then when the monsters do come in and near the end, you can see the characters like they're trying to get away, but they're tripping over these like cocoon bodies constantly. They're waking these things up, and they're actually getting attacked by not only the monsters, but also the things the monsters are trying to eat. It was just this ridiculous like 3-way fight between these 3 different characters. I really enjoyed this movie. I'm giving it 5 spider webs out of 4 because it was just that good. It just really blew me away.
Grave of the Butterflies?
I don't know.
That was, dude, you started and you did so well. I was like, oh, you've seen this. Okay. I really thought this was Grave of the Butterflies or whatever you said.
I feel like I flipped this one harder than the last. Does anybody have any idea what this is? I've got nothing on this one.
I don't know what this is.
Pillow Pants?
It's called Stalker. It's not Pillow Pants.
Stalker?
Gigabytes Chiho says this is Stalker. Tarkovsky Stalker. These are all movies I've seen, lol.
Nice.
I've not. This is one of the few ones where I had no guesses even. Like everything else, I'm like, okay, at least I recognize an actor. I have some semblance of an idea. This one, I got literal nothing.
1979 Stalker. Nice.
All right. Brian, I'm going to give you one that you said you don't know what it is. So whenever you're ready, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this movie, I wasn't really excited to go see this movie in theaters when Attack of the Miniature Squid People came out. But after, about an hour into the film, it really takes off and the squid people start to just really charm you. And you start to realize that this isn't the dystopian end of the world movie that you thought you were going to in the advertisements, but yet more of a loving family survival, coming together and coming to terms with the situation, and communication was key in this film as the surviving family meets the miniature squid people and realizes that they're not actually there to destroy the earth. I mean, spoilers here, sorry. But they're actually there to help humanity to progress itself. And it's a really sad ending how everybody misunderstands what's going on and they finally realize what's happening until it's too late. But I did actually enjoy this. It was a little slow to get going, but I definitely think you should check it out. This one gets 17 out of 100 giraffes. I think you should probably at least put it on your watch list.
Which is a good review, right?
Yeah. You were so positive on it that you gave it 17 out of 100.
Yeah, the less giraffes, the better.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
a gold score. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like golf.
So,
yeah.
so there's only 17 things wrong with the film.
Yeah,
Got
that's
it.
it. Yeah, that's it. Sure.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I would have went a very different direction with that. It was good. It sounded like a great movie.
I had
This
a hard
is
time
Love
coming up with
Actually,
anything,
right?
and then I saw the little squid tentacle, and I was like, okay, we'll go sci-fi.
This is Love Actually, right?
I'm not sure what this is.
I'm
never seen
almost
Love Actually.
positive. I can't picture this scene specifically.
This is the one
but,
where
like,
he's like the president or whatever.
right. Yeah, yeah, and that's like his secretary.
The
I can't remember.
the prime minister, and that's his secretary. That's it. Yeah, okay, I have seen that.
Windstorm says your voice is really piercing through the mic, but that's also Windstorm, so I don't know if he's being honest or being Windstorm. So
Take that with a
Sorry, I'm
grain
not
of-
going to touch my mic. You guys can adjust your volume if you want.
okay, Will,
Yes,
you
sir.
want 3, 4, 5, or 9?
Yeah, I'll take one of those.
Sounds good. When you're ready, bud.
All right, this one. Yeah, this is a beautiful movie, you guys. This is like, believe it or not, this is an animated film. It's called The Blossoming, I believe. And you see the people's faces are like superimposed over the animation, but it's actually a bunch of like talking. It almost gives me vibes of like, Plants versus Zombies, where like the plants are like trying to save the garden for the people, and they can like talk and stuff. This is like a live action of that, only it's still it's a cartoon. It's animated, but they CGI'd people's faces on all the plants. So this here is called The Bouquet. Very beautiful dances. It's like a summer's day whenever the bouquet is on the screen. But at the end of the day, I really didn't understand a single thing that happened in this movie. I'm not a plant guy. I don't really love plants. I give this like 3 wilted flowers out of 4. I wouldn't hold your breath on this one. I'm not a gardener, so don't see this. The Blossoming.
I like that you're like, this is like a summer movie or like a midsummer movie.
Oh my goodness!
Have you ever seen this one for real?
I haven't seen it. No.
Okay. So this
This isn't
Midsommar.
Midsummer's Night Dream, is it?
No, just Midsummer or Midsommar or something. It is a weird cult movie. I didn't personally love it, but it gets a lot of praise. So
She's so sad.
the whole movie's pretty sad. There was a couple of scenes in there that, like, while I didn't love it, there's definitely some scenes that stick with you, and it's just like, oh,
Right.
I don't know that I needed that in my brain, but okay.
We gonna go one more round?
Well,
Okay.
we can also leave these for next time if you're done. It is 9:09.
It's up to you guys. I'm having fun.
I'm having
more
fun.
I'm more fun than I thought I was going to have, but I wouldn't mind doing this again another time also. So we
Well-
can save some or whatever we want to do.
Nah, let's go one more and we'll jump
Okay.
into
There's
Kill
no
Bill.
end of movies for us to grab stills from.
Exactly. And honestly,
Fair enough.
chat, if you want to join the Discord, the R rating Discord, you can drop some there. Let us know, and we'll use them for the next time we do this. Okay.
Yeah, the more extravagant and we want stuff going on the shot, so it gives us stuff to work with.
For sure. But also obscure. Like, if I don't know what the movie is, it'll be more fun than if I'm just bullshitting when I do know what the movie is. All right. Let's go with this one because I'm pretty sure I have no idea what this is. Oh, this one. Yeah, no, I know this one. Yeah. So this is the sequel to The Sound of Music. This is The Stairs Are Alive with The Sound of Music. It was a poorly regarded sequel. It added more kids and took away all of the Nazis, and I don't think that that's necessarily the direction this franchise should have gone. You can see this is probably one of the bedroom scenes where the kids are all singing their way up to bed. There's no audience. They're not singing to anybody. Like you, the viewer, are the audience. It was a very artsy film, unfortunately. I didn't think this one held up as well. There was no, I can't think of her name, but, Maria in this. It was just
Julie
the kid.
Andrews. Yeah.
Julie Andrews, thank you very much. It was Julie Garner. I knew that was wrong. So it's them. They actually take over the orphanage and they're trying to manage themselves because they are sick of living by the adults' rules. Maybe that's that Nazi aspect. Maybe I'm talking myself into it. Now, they didn't actually have Nazis, but they did have like the caretakers at the orphanage, which were really, really mean jerks. So that's the aspect they're trying to get away from. So if you have an option to watch the Stairs Are Alive with the Sound of Music, I don't recommend it. I'm making it sound more fun than it is. I promise you, this is a really bad movie. Really terrible child actors. Like even Brian wouldn't like these kid acting. I give this like a 0 out of 12. It's just no good. No good for anybody.
Wow.
The Stairs Are Alive with the Sound of Music. I wasn't
somewhere else, and then it just kind of went right there. I'm like, oh, okay. I have no idea what this is. I have literally no guesses whatsoever.
Yeah, no, I don't know what this is either.
Didn't Mini-Me sing Hard Knock Life in this? The picture
Annie? Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
This is Annie? Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right, Brian. What do we got left? We got the 3 and 9. I'm going to give you one you didn't see earlier.
Okay.
What is this movie? Wow. Okay. It's got him speechless.
This is Backdraft 3, Wilderness. That's right. Yeah. Good old Snake Plissken makes his return here to the franchise after skipping the sequel. We all know he wasn't in the sequel, but he did come back for Backdraft 3, The Wilderness, to star in this film. Now, this was a lot slower of a film and not nearly as action-packed as I wanted it to be. The first movie being in the city with all the stuff happening and a lot of drama between the relationships, where this focus is more on our star character just trying to come to find himself and stay alive in this gigantic forest fire that's overwhelming everyone. There was a scene where the fire sweeps over everybody and they covered themselves over in their blankets, and I thought it was cheesy, and it's been done a dozen times before, and they didn't really even play into the danger of that scene for me. So I really didn't like this one. I think they should have stopped with the first one, and I really hope that we don't ever have to do this franchise on the show because I think the first one was good enough. But so don't go see Backdraft 3, The Wilderness, as I think they kind of bombed this one. This one gets 0 out of 7 candles.
Ooh, wow. They burnt those candles to the wick.
Why can I not remember Snake Plissken's actor's name?
Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell. Oh my God. I was trying to say Kurt Russell the whole time. I could not get it to come to my head.
Oh, man.
All right.
I didn't know what to, like, it's a forest fire. What do you want me to do with that? I had no ideas.
So this one was recommended from me, but I'm like 99% sure I know the movie, and it's just Bubba Hotep trying to get my review of a movie. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I'm going to give it to somebody else, see what they come up with. Will, last one. Set us off on a high note, bud.
Nope. All right. Wow. This is okay. It doesn't look it from the still. And trust me, I understand you're going to be confused as I am, but this is a slapstick comedy entitled When We Get There, We'll Get There. Okay. And so this is about a family going on a road trip vacation, and everything that could go wrong goes wrong. And the kids are in the back yelling and screaming, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" And the main dad, I can't even remember his name. It's like Jim Bob or something. He's like, "We'll get there when we'll get there." And, it's just a lot of shenanigans. The car breaks down. They hit a moose. It's just by the end, you're like, are they ever going to get to the vacation? I don't even know where it was because, spoiler alert, they don't. But what does happen is they come together as a family, closer than ever, and they promise each other no vacation next year. I give this one 6 flags out of 7, and we'll get there when we'll get there.
I like that they hit a moose and their car still works. I'm like, that's pretty good.
You have to see it. The moose is like, it's like it's a big stuffed moose. It's outside of like a restaurant. It's not a real moose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That was ridiculous, but I loved it.
Does anybody know what that movie was with James Wood?
Oh, good call.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I'm curious.
Salvador?
What's the name of the actor?
I don't know who that is, man.
Vampires Vacation, Salvador. James
I guess
Woods.
we don't know.
Okay, so my when I first saw it, I thought the guy from Jaws.
Yeah.
And then somebody mentioned Woods a second ago. I was like, oh shit, no, I'm wrong. It's that other guy. And then I couldn't think of his name other than that. Last movie I believe had to zoom in is Lost Bus. Yeah, no, I'm almost positive that's true. Gigabytes Shiho.
Was that fire one was Lost Bus? I would have given that a real review and just raked it over the coals, man. I didn't like Lost Bus.
Okay. I thought it was
Not
fine.
for any reason of the actors. The writing was pretty decent. It just wasn't what I signed up for. The whole time I was like, I just want to see him drive through the flames. And you have to wait to the very end of the film, and it wasn't even that cool. They cut away, and then you come back to see what happens. It was just so disappointing. Almost as bad as the reboot of Running Man.
I thought they drove through it pretty well, but okay. Brian slept through it. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. I liked Lost Bus. It wasn't like my favorite movie of the year by any stretch, but like I liked it well enough.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Matthew McConaughey did a great job portraying that character and stuff, but I think I just really didn't like the story. I just really didn't enjoy it. It wasn't what I was expecting, and I was frustrated the whole time, and I just didn't enjoy it.
No, that's fair. Okay. You good to go, Will?
Sure.
We got to follow that up with a real review. Good luck.
Good luck. Kill Bill Volume 2, 2004. 2 down and 3 to go.
Really? Okay.
I mean,
I might keep that in, actually.
that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, kind of does.
Oh, fair. I can't even say you're wrong. What's going on? Okay.
All right, this week. Oh wait, sorry.
Let me have my time in the sun. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Our Rating, the show where I get together with two of my buddies. We take a movie franchise, break it down by movie, give an overall score, and throw it up on the board. I'm joined, as always, by Brian and Will. Brian, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing real good. Dan, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. Will, how are you?
I'm tired, but I'm doing well. Always a pleasure to be here with you fine folks.
Excellent. Now, this is a movie, obviously, that we... nope, you're going to flub all that up. Will... Have you seen this movie before?
I have. I saw it in theaters when it was released. I don't think I've ever seen it since that time.
Fair enough. What about you, Brian?
Yeah, here's the crazy thing. I thought I'd seen this. I hadn't. I got about 15 minutes into the chapel scene, the wedding scene, which I actually found out was the wedding rehearsal scene. And I was like, holy crap, I haven't seen this. What I had seen was a ton of clips and spoilers and stuff like that and reviews. I mean, I'd basically seen it. The title kind of gives away the ending, so it wasn't like there were some big surprises, but there were a lot of basically a lot of monologues that I hadn't seen and I got to catch for the first time.
Sorry.
Stuck on my face.
Yeah. Stuck with Brian for a while. Nice. So we actually watched this one together, like obviously like online, not in the same room or anything. And I remember you being like, oh my God, I've never seen this before. And I got way more excited. I was like, ooh, we're like a first time reaction. Let's go. And then you were so locked in and I didn't really get any reaction from you for the rest of the movie. I'm like, oh, this is more fun when he's seen it before.
Yeah, I was really kind of into it. Yeah. So for me, it was kind of bittersweet because I got to see it for the first time, but also it wasn't as good as I was hoping it to be. And we'll get into that a little bit more.
That's fair. This is one that I've definitely seen before. I did not see it in theaters, but I've seen it a couple of times, not nearly as many times as Kill Bill Volume 1. And I got to agree with Brian. Like, while watching this, it kind of reminded me, like, yeah, this is probably why I've seen the first one more often. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with this movie. I just feel like the first one just hits a little harder. It has more of, like, when I think of Kill Bill and the iconic moments and the music and stuff like that, it's almost entirely in the first movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right? Like the jumpsuit, like even the poster we're looking at right now with her in like the black leather, like she looks good, but like the yellow jumpsuit is so iconic to this movie or this franchise. It just doesn't quite hold up in the same category. I don't think there's anything wrong though. Like, I still think the music is good. I still think the acting is phenomenal. The script is great. Considerably less action, but that's fine. Yeah. I'm super curious to watch The Whole Bloody Affair to see if they kind of interchange things a little bit, because it feels like if you watch this as one full movie and it's the exact same movie with like maybe just like the outro and the intro cut, but other than that, it's the exact same movie, feels like it'd be really top heavy. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Will?
I actually don't know, and I'm interested in the same way you are to watch The Whole Bloody Affair, because I felt the first movie had pacing issues, and for a whole nother reason, this one had its own pacing issues. And maybe because it was meant to be one movie, that would balance it out a little better, but I'm not sure, and I won't know until I see it, but I'm hopeful that it will. I mean, this whole second volume is definitely more tilted towards the spaghetti Western genre, right? The music is way more Westernized. The dialogue, the sprawling out of like lingering, looking at each other and things like that. It's just potent with spaghetti Westerns, whereas the first volume was more heavily influenced by kung fu martial arts movies and those things. Not to say that there wasn't moments of that in this either, but I think that just meant the first volume was more action packed and this one was a little more drawn out. You got to get more deeper into the characters, their backstories and things like that. So I enjoyed that because the first one set up all of these characters and this one let you kind of relish in them a little bit. But yeah, it definitely had some pacing issues as well.
You say that it had pacing issues for a different reason. Can you explain that? Because the first one, I don't know what the pacing issues were, but they were definitely prevalent. So what was the difference here?
Yeah, I just felt like some of the, you know, how Tarantino really enjoys chewing on the scenery with the dialogue. I just felt like some scenes, it was too much. And especially like the last, with Bill and the bride, I felt like it was just too long. There was just too much like slow paced dialogue. We could have got to the point a little bit sooner. And I don't know, it felt off to me. And maybe I'm comparing it to other Tarantino where I don't feel that. I've never felt it as much as in these movies. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think with this second one, we had these very long monologues and a lot of them, or dialogues between two characters or something.
Yeah.
And then there would be a flash in the pan of excitement following it up. Like when Bill's new girlfriend, I forget her name, the American Cobra Head or whatever her name was.
Ellie Driver is the character.
Yes. Yeah. And she's talking with Bud in the trailer and they have a long dialogue, which was interesting enough. And I kind of liked it. And then he opens up the suitcase and the snake bites him in the face.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God. And then it's just her talking over him, which was a really cool scene. I did enjoy her talking over him, but it was like, we had those moments. The scene with Bill at the end, they go back and forth talking with the daughters, putting her to bed. Then they're talking downstairs. And then they finally get to where they're sitting outside at the table. And suddenly there's this flash of swords and she punches him in the chest and it's pretty much over. And I was like, really? I was expecting this to be as good or better of a sword fight than the one with Lucy Liu at the end of the first movie, which was absolutely epic. And I didn't know how they were going to top that one. Well, they didn't even try. You know, there was nothing like that in this. You're right. Very much directed more toward Westerns. We had shotguns, buried alive stuff, It was a different feel to this movie. But I didn't like the pacing at all. I thought the pacing was worse this time around than the first one. They didn't do it any better.
I don't disagree. I think it's obviously much more dialogue heavy, and Quentin Tarantino is generally a master of dialogue. And yet somehow I just didn't quite find myself caring as much about a lot of the conversations. I'm not 100% sure why that is. There were certain things that happened where you're like, to some extent, Elle Driver and the scene with Bud, it was interesting. And then she kills him, and you're just like, for any reason? Like, did you guys hate each other? Did you just want the money back?
Right.
Like, I don't get the impression she's hurting for cash. So why? And like, I don't remember her having a motive other than just we're supposed to not like her.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I wish there was more of like this is for all the times you did that to me or something. He seems like a loser,
the whole time
but
she's
he doesn't
having that
seem like
dialogue. You're worried about the snake on the floor, and they never even address that. So I'm like, hey, there's the snake still crawling around. What are you talking to him for? So,
yeah, she didn't seem concerned about that snake at all. Maybe she had an antidote on her just in case. I don't know. I don't know. It just I didn't understand her motive there, and it's one of those things where I'm like, why? Other than, again, we're just supposed to hate her. And then the Kill Bill scene at the end. Sorry, the scene with Bill at the end. I loved the stuff with her and her daughter. Although this time watching it, I'm like, she's never had a kid. We've never seen her be around kids. We've never seen her be particularly good with kids. And then she is incredible with this kid.
mhm.
Like, she turns on a dime from like the shock of like, holy crap, my kid is alive, into just like falling into this mommy role where she's like playing dead and being silly with her and all that stuff. And it's like, it was good. I liked it. It was a little jarring maybe. But you also got to realize she's going to just straight up kidnap this kid, like away from the home this kid knows, the stability this kid knows, the father this kid knows. And now that she's just on the run with this woman she doesn't know. And you're just like, that's weird. The kid's 4. They're resilient. They'll bounce back. But like, she's not going to forget that she had a dad.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I did like the 5-finger death punch in the sense of she had a closer connection with her master than Bill had with his master. Which I thought was kind of interesting. We never really see them grow to that point during that scene, but it was just kind of that interesting, like, no, I am better than you, and he recognized it and rewarded it. I don't know. You're right. It would have been cool to have like an actual climactic fight scene, but I didn't hate the one that we got.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't hate the lack of action in the last scene. I just felt we didn't get to the point as quickly as we could have. I mean, and I do like Tarantino's dialogue. I think he's quite good, but I don't know. It just felt like they had the big spiel with the kid there, then they had to have a big spiel without the kid there. Tarantino had to write in this like truth serum just so he could get the dialogue, which I thought was just like more hilarious than anything, because I'm like, of course Tarantino has to write in a reason he can put in more dialogue into a movie of his own. Like, it's just like so funny to me. But it just seemed to drag on a little too long. Maybe 1 or 2 comic book quotes or stories in there. I don't know. It just seemed a little bit too much. They could have tightened it up at the end.
I'm gonna actually roll with that for one quick second. His comic book analogy bothered me a little bit, where it's like all the characters wake up and like they're Peter Parker and they have to put on the costume to become Spider-Man, and then Superman just is Superman.
Yeah,
and my part is like,
yeah,
there's an argument for the fact that like Batman is Batman and Bruce Wayne is the persona. And I was like, I think Superman is more naturally who he is than like Batman is. But it was just one of those things where like, oh,
I think it was a
Well, but I
long-winded
get his
way of
point.
saying that she's a killer, not a mommy, not a husband or a wife to the guy she was trying to marry in the beginning. It's just a long-winded way of saying that. And I get it. It was okay, but I'm with Will. It kind of just went on a little too long. I also thought that the chapel scene in the beginning had some of the same things. You know they're going to go in there and kill everybody. You know that's coming. And so they drew that out, but they didn't draw it out in a way that made me more and more tense, more and more waiting for it to happen. They drew it out in a way that made me more and more frustrated that it hadn't happened yet. It was kind of weird. It just didn't nail it for me, and I didn't like it as much as I wanted to. I think I came in with little high expectations, or not really any expectations at all, being I thought I had already seen this movie. But as it played out, I was like, well, this isn't really what I want.
I think there's definitely something to be said about how long those scenes go on for with no actual tension. Whereas maybe that's what's mixing in, like say the opening to Inglourious Bastards. That scene is so tense, because you have no idea what's going to happen.
That's
that scene
goes
on. Yeah, that scene goes on forever, but it's so tense, and you don't know what's going to happen. Whereas at the beginning is you know exactly what's going to happen to Beatrix Kiddo and her entire wedding party. So you're just kind of like, yeah, okay, we get it. Let's get there.
And the weird thing was, it wasn't like she said something that made Bill snap or anything. The camera just backs out of the door and pans up, and the Viper team walks in and mows them all down. And that was it. And it was like they didn't like build to it or anything. It was just they finally ended that dialogue. The people came in and killed them all. And you hear her scream, "No, Bill, no."
Yeah,
which was a great scream. I loved her. That audio was really intense. I liked that part, but it altogether it just didn't flow the way I thought it should.
I think a bit of an inherent issue with this movie in general is it's called Kill Bill. She's got a list of 5 people she's going to take out. You know she's going to make it to the end. So you know she's going to make it through all of these various fights or situations she gets herself into. We know she's making it out of the graveyard. She makes it out of the chapel. So I think what you have to do is make it interesting, or at least make it, worth watching, even though you know what the outcome's going to be. And I think overall, Quentin Tarantino does a good job of keeping you like, oh yeah, okay, the dialogue and the character developments are interesting enough. But in the first movie, it's so action-packed and fast-paced that it's easier to not be thinking about, oh yeah, she's going to get through this, because you're already on to the next epic song and like cool, cinematic scene that is just a eye candy, right? And in this one, it's all about the dialogue and the character development. The action scenes, the biggest action scene was probably the sword fight between Driver and Beatrix, where she couldn't get the sword out because it's too small inside. And it was super fun. But again, like that was the biggest action piece in this movie. And it's very small compared to the first movie.
So the one thing that I really loved about that, and this is something that I picked up on this time, like how last time I picked up on the Bill writing on the wall, we see Elle Driver hates her master, and she actually poisons, is it Pai Mei?
Yeah.
Pai Mei. So she doesn't learn as much as she does, as Beatrix Kiddo does. So Beatrix Kiddo learns the whole, like, well, how do you fight your enemy if they're 1 inch away from you? And she learns how to fight, and that's what gets her out of the situation with the grave. Elle Driver probably killed him before she got to that point. She never learned that lesson. So she's constantly trying to pull a sword out, but she has no idea how to fight when somebody's 1 inch away. And that was like one of those weird callbacks that they didn't actually like say out loud, but you pick up on it, you're like, that's pretty freaking cool. I like it. Well done. Totally missed it the first time, but I picked it up this time and I was like, all right, I appreciated it for that aspect.
Not to mention plucking the eyeball out was fantastic. That was just... And then she walks away. She's like, I've neutered this person. I don't even need to kill her. I've put her in the kind of hell I want her to be in. And it's going to be fantastic. So I thought that was awesome. I really enjoyed that sequence. I wish that fight scene was even a little bit longer. I kind of wanted her to come back and fight Bud too. And I was sad that Bud died from the snake bite and we didn't get to see that. It almost sounds like the actor didn't want to take the time to learn sword fighting. And so they just wrote in that he wasn't going to have a sword and he was going to use the shotgun. I'm not really sure about that. I don't know what was there, but I would have liked to seen something more on that.
it was interesting. They did seem to play down Bud quite a bit. Like he's kind of this loser working at a strip joint. He sold his sword for $250 because he just needed some money. And you kind of find out like, no, he's the only person that got the best of Beatrix, right? Like he's the one that actually defeated her. If he just taken the time to kill her instead of like making her suffer, movie's over. He didn't pawn his sword. He just didn't want people to know about it. Like he was flying under the radar and getting the best of people by them not expecting much from him. So it would have been interesting to see more to him than just getting surprised by a snake.
Yeah.
But
and hey, let's talk about that. You know what? Pause for just a second. We'll edit this out, or Dan will. Did we want
to white man?
Do we want to bring Duchess in? I'd like to bring her in and hear 5-10 minutes, and then we'll put that at the end of the video. We just don't have the time to do it at the end, right?
So since then, she said, maybe next time, hun, thanks for thinking of me. So I'm assuming she had to bounce. Duchess, if you are still there, message us in the next 10 seconds or something. We'll gladly bring you on. I'd love to make it work. I just wasn't sure if we wanted to. There's a bit of a flow going, so I like messing with the guys behind the scene. Are we doing this or? But I don't see any messages from her. So if she does, if she's here, great. And if not, we'll check in at the end of the episode. But
okay, before we move on to the next topic or whatever, I do want to mention, if you guys noticed or not, at the end when the credits roll, all the characters got the line crossed through them except for Elle Driver. There was a question mark because Kiddo did not actually kill Elle Driver, right? So just plucked out the eye and left her there. So I thought that was kind of a funny little neat touch that Quentin left in there for the audience to grab onto or not.
Nice. They did at one point mention having a third movie when the little girl is grown up. I've heard something semi-recently, actually, they were doing it like as an animated film. You could bring Elle Driver back as like this blind warrior who's, learned the error of her ways or has figured out how to fight as a blind woman, a la, John Wick or Star Wars Rogue One, something like that. I don't know that I need it. I think it's actually more interesting that we don't know what happened with her, but so be it. Because she's alone, blind, thrashing around in a small trailer with a snake, and she's in a contained area. I'm assuming she got bit, but it's possible.
Definitely possible.
I would like to say this. I thought the burial scene was phenomenal. That had my palms sweating. I was so scared for her. I had no idea how she was going to get out. Then it led into the whole Pai Mei backstory, and I didn't know where they were going with that. And then it leads to her doing the 3-inch punch through the wood, which was great. Right up until she just burrows her way up through the dirt real fast. And I thought that was super dumb. I was laughing out loud at how ridiculous it was. And okay, it's a choice. But up until she burrows through the dirt, I thought everything about that burial scene was absolutely phenomenal. Just so scary, so tense. I felt that tension, that fear of really being alive. I almost wanted to get up and walk away from the screen so I could breathe a little bit. It was so riveting. So I really did like that scene. I wish that it wouldn't have been quite so cheesy as she just kind of dolphins up to the top. And then the hand popping out of the grave really had me rolling with laughter when that happened. I was like, you're going to go for it all the way. So it was what it was.
He's not wrong. I watched him laugh quite hard at that. And I was like, I never had that visceral reaction to it. It didn't bother me as much, probably because it is loose dirt that they just buried. It's not like it's been packed down. And I honestly, I have no idea how easy or hard it would be to go through 6 feet of loose dirt. I'll let her have it.
They just didn't have to show the weird her coming out, right? Even if they just cut that out, it was just like a little bit odd, right? Just bring the hand out.
If they would have rip some boards out, have some dirt start falling in, and then end scene, and then cut in when her hand pops out of the dirt, I'd have been fine. I could just imagine the rest. It was just a dolphin swim up through the dirt that was so ridiculous to me.
That's fair. I don't have any idea what you would do with dirt, whether dolphining makes sense or whether there's a better way to do it. But I don't know. I agree, though. I really did like that scene, the whole thing with the Pai Mei training sequence, but also just her trying to figure out what she's in, realizing what resources she has, how she can get out of the situation, and then just working her way through it. I really liked that. There's also the one line during the Pai Mei scene where he basically has her arm and he's like ready to break it off. Like, I can take this off. And she's like, no, please don't. He's like, okay, but now this belongs to me.
Yeah,
If
it's
this is
my arm.
my arm, I want it to be strong.
Mhm.
I was like, I don't know. I don't know why that got me so much, but I'm just like, that's really cool. I like
And
that.
doesn't she call it back too? It's like, this is my eye or something. She says this to somebody. Oh no, she says it in the first volume 1 when she takes off the Sophie's arm. She's like, that's my arm. Don't you touch that.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
I thought Pai Mei was as cool a character as Hanzo was in the first movie, but for totally different reasons. So cool with the beard flicking and the music that they would play when he was in scene, the sound of the beard just constantly, just such an iconic character, a great throwback to so much source material. Really enjoyed Pai Mei, even though he was a total dick. I actually did, like, at first you think he's just a real jerk, and then he kind of humbles her, and you realize he's intentionally being as mean and masochistic and everything as he possibly can to get her in a place where then she will be malleable and he can build her back up. So just really like the whole character, the scene, everything they did, the look of all that stuff, really good.
I liked the Pai Mei scene quite a bit. I can't put him on the same level as Hattori Hanzo. I think Pai Mei is very cartoonish and silly, and he's doing that thing with the beard, and it's like making that whoosh sound every single time. Whereas like Hattori Hanzo, I like that character so much because he felt so real. Like,
oh yeah,
it felt like the kind of
the character's night and day.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I just, he's so incredibly well written as his own thing, and Pai Mei felt like a caricature of something you've seen before. Which obviously it's homage, I get it, but I don't know. I liked both of them, as you mentioned, for very different reasons. But like night and day, Hattori Hanzo for me, I would take an entire movie of him. Whereas this scene with Pai Mei, I'm like, I'm good, got it.
I guess it did bring the comedic in the movie, though, right? Like, that was like the most lighthearted part of this movie, which is nice to break it up because it's, again, pretty sandwiched on dark and dark, of starting with, seeing the bride's rehearsal go to shit and then ending with will she, won't she get her daughter? Well, finding out she has a daughter, and then will she get her daughter in the end? So it was a nice change of pace for the movie for sure.
Yeah, can't argue with that. Now, we mentioned a lot last week about how iconic a lot of that movie music was. And like, it's right now, I could name multiple songs in the first one. I can't really name any songs in this one. Like, nothing really stands out in the same way. They all sound great in the moment, but none of them have that same like hard hitting, like, oh man, this is so good. This is like in the trailer. I want this on a soundtrack somewhere. Did it work for you in the moment? Does it lift you after the fact? Do any of the scenes stand out with you in that same way, or?
I mean, I think there was like a lot of pulls from spaghetti westerns. Like, can't remember the frickin' musician's name that composed all the Fistful of Dollars stuff, but definitely some of their music is in there, and some of the looks and things like that are throughout. But I don't think the music grabs you in the same way as the first volume. I'm pretty sure, what's his name? Rodriguez did the music for this one. Quentin paid him $1 to do it. Robert Rodriguez scored this one for $1. And then I think Quentin directed a scene for Robert Rodriguez in one of his movies for $1. So it was just kind of like a friends thing. And maybe that is where the difference lied. I don't know. But yeah, I agree that Volume 1's music stands out more, but maybe the scenes in general just stand out more.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think the music Head and Shoulders was better in the first one. There were only not even a handful of songs that I was really into for the scenes. In the second one, I felt like it was missing a lot of that musical touch that the first one had, and it just fell way short of my expectations, like almost every aspect of the film really did. So it missed it for me on the sound front. Not that it was bad. It wasn't bad by any means. Just definitely did not hold up to the first. And this sort of thing makes me wonder, if you put both these movies together, are you going to rearrange the sequence in which she hunts people down? Are you going to change up that? Because I feel like this movie was, as a whole, both volumes, would be way front loaded if you didn't really blend these together much better. And then there were a lot of things that took place in the sequel, well, and in the first one too. So you had like the Hanzo scene, right? And you had the Pai Mei scene where she's dealing with people outside of her vengeful group. And they're both totally different and everything. So I just don't know how they would blend these two films together. And I'm very curious to see the whole bloody affair. I do hope that they address a lot of issues with a re-edit of the film. I'm very confused at how it would play out.
I'm pretty confident that when you're watching this movie, it's got like different scenes, like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. But I'm pretty sure they're not like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. It's like chapter 6, chapter 4, chapter 2, chapter 1.
Yeah.
I don't know that they would fix that in the whole bloody affair. In fact, I sincerely doubt that they would. But I would be curious if there's like a YouTube edit of somebody who did go through and like put 1, 2, 3, 4 and see how that played out. My guess is horribly, but I'd be tempted to give myself 3.5 hours to find that out. Could be interesting, but I think it's probably better that it is out of sequence and a little bit rough to the timeline, but makes more sense in the flow of the story. But as you mentioned, like, yeah, if they do the whole bloody fair and it literally is just Kill Bill 1 and then Kill Bill 2, I don't know. I think it will feel incredibly front-loaded, especially for a 4-hour movie. You might just be like, I'm good. I'm going to go to bed. I'll pick this up again tomorrow and see where we go. But I mean, I wish I'd had a chance to check it out when it was in theaters, unfortunately. I mean, we've hit dead air a couple of times now. Are you good to just rate this?
Yeah, there's not anything I got to go over.
Yeah, I'm good, I guess. Yeah.
All right. Give me 2 seconds. Is that your fan, Brian, or?
I got everything turned off in here. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know.
All right. Well, this all get cut anyways. So when we're talking, it's not very noticeable, so it's fine. Okay. I'll do a full edit for the actual one, but for right here, right now, I'll just keep it short and sweet. Radic Audio is sponsoring this podcast. I did forget to mention that at the very beginning of the episode, but so be it. Right now, they're holding 2 different deals, and unfortunately, they don't work together. But depending on what you're looking for, they are hosting the RA Twin 2, which is their own device that they made. It is a little Bluetooth device where you can send or receive audio, so you can either have music playing from your phone into your car or vintage stereo, or you can have stuff going from your vintage stereo to your earbuds. I like to use it for my television, so I actually watched a couple of movies now with the volume loud the way I want to. I've actually been watching Andor recently. It's a super interesting show. So that I'm not disturbing the other people in my household. I can watch it late at night, have the volume up the way I like to. I really like that device. Also works as an MP3 player if you buy a SD card for it. The other thing that they're doing right now is they are giving you a 10% discount until the end of the month on all of their vintage stereo receivers, I believe it is. So if you want to get a discount on the RA Twin 2, you can head to their website and use coupon code Monguli, or if you want 10% off the receivers, you can use code WINTER10. Either way, go check Radic Audio. You can hit !audio in the chat and it'll bring up the link. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, there'll be a link down below. Not live on YouTube, but the edited version. And then
I'm just working on my Sidewinder.
Yeah, no worries. Just gonna do. Yeah, it is Wells. Okay. If you like what we do and you want to help support us, consider joining our Patreon. There's a link down below. Thank you to our producers, as well as our executive producers, Real Bubba Hotep and Dino. And a huge shout out to our writers, Elder JM 990, as well as Miss Hillary. They're going to join us for choosing the Patreon pick for the end of the month. We're not sure what it is yet, but I am eagerly waiting to find out. All right. All yours, Brian.
Okay.
Sorry, 1 second. Again. There you go. All yours.
Okay, so this one had what felt like, I'm not sure, but it sure felt like a lot more dialogue, a lot more monologues, and they kind of tended to run on longer than I would have liked them to, or they didn't build the tension in the way that I liked them to. And there were a couple of times when I didn't feel like the lines were being delivered all that well. I kind of felt the acting in some of those, especially those monologues, like the opening monologue when she's driving the car. They just felt like lines being delivered. They didn't feel authentic or real to the character, and kind of took me out. So that was one thing that I noticed was majorly different from this. We talked about the sound, we talked about pacing, we talked about all that. This just turned out to be a lesser version than the original movie for me. And since they were both filmed in tandem, supposed to be one big movie, I was really expecting this to be more of a continuation with maybe a slant at most. But this felt like a completely different angle on what we saw before, more Western rather than samurai. And I guess that would have been okay, but I didn't really like the delivery for it. This dropped the score a lot for me. This comes in at a low 70. I'm going to give it a 71 for this film.
Sorry, did not mean to leave you on that long. That is a significant drop. You had 96 last week, putting it at possibly your highest score yet. I think Aliens, maybe.
I really just wasn't having a great time watching this, and kind of just frustrated with a lot that went through.
So I thought you were super into it because you weren't talking very much. Maybe you were super out of it, and that's why you weren't talking very much. Hard to say.
I mean, I was paying attention, but I was kind of like trying to understand the choices and the difference here of my expectations versus what I was actually getting.
Fair enough. All right. I agree with certain things that Brian just said. I don't know that I agree with them quite as strongly as he does. I liked a lot of the dialogue in this movie. I didn't really have an issue with most of the deliveries. He mentioned the very beginning scene with her driving the car. I would bet money that was filmed significantly after the fact and was added in just to this version. I would be shocked if that's in the whole bloody affair, but I haven't seen it. Can't say for sure. I thought the acting was pretty on point. Some of the monologues did go a little bit too long, specifically considering we know the outcome of the scene, so there's just not as much tension in those scenes. But I still really liked a lot of what this movie had to do. Did it hit as hard as the first one? No, it didn't. The first movie is darn near perfect. This one is not, but I didn't drop it as far as Brian did. This one goes down to an 82 for me. It's a good conclusion. It's still really well made. It just doesn't feel as iconic as the first movie did. I have no idea, Cleaning Engine. It could be. I'm not sure.
That's what I've heard, but I haven't seen it. So I'm pretty sure I heard that he was going to start the movie with that driving scene being like, I'm going to kill Bill, blah, 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 blah. So
that would be even weirder to me, but it's very possible.
Sorry, what was your score, Dan? Sorry.
82.
Nice. All righty then. I didn't dislike this movie as much as the other gentlemen maybe have. I'm always a big fan of the dialogue of Tarantino. I did find maybe there was a little bit of drag here and there, but I did enjoy finding out more about the backstories of the characters and who they are and what their motives are for how they're acting. I think Bud is kind of one of the more interesting characters in the movie. You find out he's Bill's brother, and he kind of has a disdain for Bill since the incident at the wedding chapel, and all of this stuff is like kind of interesting and why he's living the kind of life he is living. And then he kind of gets cut short, obviously, with the snake and whatnot. But yeah, overall, I dig the spaghetti Western feel of this movie. I thought it was a fun change. Would it all line up? That's the big question. I'm still looking forward to seeing the whole affair to see if the movies kind of go together as seamlessly as they should, or if it will feel awkward in that tonal shift. But yeah, I don't know. My biggest issue is that, like the other gentleman said, there isn't just that the impact of the scenes of the first movie to this movie. Maybe because it was such a strong showing and it was brand new, everybody got their hopes up for more of that. And instead we got this switch of genre, switch of pacing, and maybe just didn't sit well with a lot of people. Whereas myself, I fell into it quite easily and enjoyed the outcome of the story. Again, we didn't really mention like our favorite scenes in this one, like we did the first one. I think when Beatrix gets to Bill's place and sees her daughter and has all of these emotions and realizations and hatred towards Bill, but can't do anything about it, and the love of her daughter, I thought that was all like very, very well done. And then it kind of droned on for a little bit after that. But overall, this movie is only slightly less enjoyable for me. I gave it an 84 out of 100 points. I'd highly recommend the whole movie. I'd highly recommend the whole bloody affair, I'm sure, if I ever saw it. I will see it soon.
Very nice. When the whole bloody affair comes out and is available for us to watch, are we adding it?
That's a tough call because
it already feels cheating that we're doing this as a franchise. Feels real cheating if we do it that way.
And if the whole bloody affair fixes a lot of the issues that we have, then doesn't that just bring up the whole score and it's just a repeat, right?
Yep.
I kind of feel like it can't happen.
It might not be a full episode, but I definitely do like a 10-minute review before a different episode. We're just like, hey, we all saw it. Let's just discuss it, see how we go.
Or be interested in doing a watch party, although it is a long movie. But if we set it up, that'd be fun too. On
Windstorm said he'd be down for a watch party if we do watch that one. I don't know of anything. Like it was in theaters in December, so it's probably not available anywhere yet. I haven't heard anything about where or when it will be available, but that's definitely one that I will probably consider picking up on Blu-ray, to be honest. But if it's on, Netflix or something, then I'd watch it on here. Excuse me, my goodness. All right, let me just do a little math telling. Did we have? I know Duchess is not around. Did anybody want to come on and say a few words? If not, totally fine. It's not going to take me long. It's just basically done already. How are you guys doing? You're still pretty heavy into the ARC rating?
I'm not getting enough time arcing. I wish I could play it more. I've been lurking in Will's stream when he's been playing with T-Dub and just absolutely jealous because I want to be in there playing.
It is a fun game. I'm enjoying it still, although I'm trying to not play it as much. I'm the opposite of Run because like chat enjoys me playing a variety of different games, I think. So if I'm always just playing Arc Raiders, they're like, can we do something else? So I'm trying to vary it up a little bit more than I have been. But I am still enjoying it. I haven't seen Dan play in forever. Dan,
I haven't seen Dan play in forever.
What's that about?
Just other things going on. I recently discovered a game that, I don't know. It's too early to say it's one of my favorite games of all time, but wow, do I love it!
Nice.
And so Slay the Spire, for anybody who doesn't know, is what I've been playing the last two Saturdays, and with every literal second of free time that I've got on my Steam Deck. It's a card building game or a deck building game, I guess you want to call it.
Yeah.
It hits all of the right nerves with me. I just absolutely love it. And as far as streaming it goes, it doesn't quite hit the MSF highs because my whole audience isn't playing it, but it kind of does the same thing where I can just because my favorite thing with MSF is I could just stop playing it at any time and just talk to the audience for half an hour, and then I'd be right in the exact same position to go back to MSF. And this game does the exact same thing where I can just stop playing for as long as I want, talk to the audience, and there's no timer counting down. I'm not slowly losing life, and I can just go right back into it. And I've really been enjoying it.
Nice.
So it's not that I dislike Ark. It's just that I've been completely obsessed.
Things. Yeah.
That and what's it called? Deep Rock Galactic Survivor.
Yeah.
Those two games have just been eating up all of my free time. Where on earth did Canva go? There we go. Sorry. I was doing well and then I lost the plot.
I just asked you, so I took it's my bad. I should never ask you anything.
No, you should know better.
Oh my goodness gracious.
All right. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, there's no confirmed date or official streaming release or where it will release the whole bloody affair. So we're just gonna have to stay tuned and see what happens.
Yeah.
That's
I
too bad.
wondered because like there is the volume 1 and volume 2 has been out. Is it worth putting a 4-hour movie on stream? I don't know. You know, like I don't know if any service are going to be like, yeah, let's jump to that. It's worth their time, but we'll see.
Might
I'm
be
sure
one of
there'll be
those
a
things
DVD
where they send it
release.
to like Amazon Prime and you just pay to rent it or buy it.
Yeah,
Something like
yeah.
that, probably. That's
I
my
mean-
guess, but that's a total guess. There's no official word at all.
They've got the Snyder cut of Justice League. That's a 4-hour movie to put on streaming.
Oh, that's true. God, that was horrible too.
I didn't hate it, but I certainly didn't love it. Like
I
I
just
liked aspects of it.
I mean, it could have been 3 hours if they just stopped using all the slow motion every single freaking scene. It was just, it was, I just broke down eventually. I was like, no, stop, please. I can't handle any more slow motion.
What's up, Hillary? All right. Nope, that's the wrong button. Replays. Okay, and with that, we have a new king at the top of the list. We've got Kill Bill coming in at an 86, beating out Dollars Trilogy. Brian went from the highest rating on this franchise to the lowest ranking, and I get to keep my streak of always having a color in my number. So I'm pretty happy. We're pretty close for this franchise being done. Being all within 4 points is not bad at all. How do you guys feel about this coming in as an 86 for the franchise of Kill Bill?
Yeah, I mean, it's a franchise.
Kinda.
I honestly thought it wouldn't beat out Dollars. I thought I was kind of surprised at how high you guys came in on the second one. But that's where it lands. It's at the top. Hey, nobody's denying that both these films aren't quality. I think they're both quality made films. I think my score just represents a lot of expectation, a lot of I was up here and then I saw the sequel and it was just that it just bothered me that it was not what I was hoping it would be.
Right.
That's interesting. I wonder if that does have to do with the fact that you saw it for the first time, whereas Will and I were rewatching it.
Yeah,
So we
and
didn't
I've
have the
heard a
same
lot of
level of
people say it's the inferior of the two. I just wasn't expecting such a drastic difference from my perspective.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think Kill Bill is a it's a huge project that Quentin Tarantino put on his plate, and it took like 9 years or something to make. And I think overall, maybe 2 movies is a good idea. Maybe editing it down to 1 movie, it could have been tighter. But I understand why he wouldn't want to. It was like his pet project, his baby, and he wanted all those little scenes, like the manager scene at Bud, talking to the strip joint owner and throwing in this crack about take your hat off. I hate that hat. I told you to take that hat off, which is
what
just
a useless scene.
Yeah, but you know why he says that?
Why?
Because the actor was wearing that hat in all the read-throughs, and Quentin's like, you can't wear that hat as a character in the movie, right? And he's like, it's just my hat. I just like wearing my hat. And then Quentin's like, you know what? I can't see you without it now, so let's just have you wear it. But I'm gonna write this scene in to make you take it off in the movie.
Okay.
Like that's the amount of like insider stuff that Quentin puts into these things, and it's like, okay, that's why he can't cut it down to 1 movie, but does it need to be there? I don't know.
Yeah. I think that scene specifically just plays off to, again, how much of a loser he is. And it kind of started leading to the fact that he wasn't actually as much of a loser as we think he is, but I wish we actually get to see him not be a loser. But
we do and we don't, right? Like he beats her, but then Ellie
dies like a chump.
I know. So it's like super weird. Super weird.
Yeah. All right. All right, that's our rating of Kill Bill Volume 2, but what's yours? Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. We record this live over twitch.tv/The Mongoolie Show every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Center, so you can head over there then and follow us if you want to hang out with us live, or if you made it this far in the video, make sure you hit like and subscribe so that we see you in the next one. All right.
Hey, and we're out of here on time and everything. That's great.
Hey, 1 second. Hillary, you'd mentioned something about scene cuts. What were you referring to? Okay, so I have to ask. I pointed out a couple, but how do you feel about some of the scene cuts? I'm not sure what you're referring to there. Justice for Highlander. Highlander got the justice it deserved. I think it would be one film you'd feel differently. I definitely think there's a world where you could make this all one film, and maybe it's like a 2.5, 3 hour film, but it doesn't need to be a 4 hour film.
Yeah, I definitely think it would probably be 3 for sure.
I'm wondering if viewing it as the whole bloody affair will raise my opinion over the parts that are the volume 2.
Right.
Seeing it maybe portrayed into a smooth transition or something. Will, you did talk about how it's a spaghetti western more than it is a samurai showdown, and that kind of, I wish I would have known that coming into it and been expecting that. I think that would have tampered my expectations a little bit more, but I didn't even realize I was coming into it blind until I realized I hadn't seen it. So
Right. Yeah, you were full of surprises that night.
yeah, it really was.
Yeah. It's funny. I've usually done the opposite, where I've been like, I've never seen this before, and then you get like 10 minutes, and you're like, oh, I've definitely seen this before.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever been like, oh yeah, no, I've absolutely seen this. And you're like, I have no idea what's happening. Like I can't think of a time where that's ever happened.
This movie's just so iconic that at some point I forgot to go watch it and had seen so many like YouTube videos about it and scenes from it and spoilers and all that stuff that I just must have, I don't know. I just thought I'd seen it, I guess. I think what Hillary is talking about is they did like several takes of a scene and then they chopped different pieces of those takes together.
Gotcha.
I did notice that sometimes you would see like the clothing would be worn differently or the hair would be parted differently from one scene to another because they'd miss those little things. Maybe they should have hired somebody for last looks on them, because I did notice a couple of those. But you see that in almost every film, and it doesn't really bother me. I let that stuff go.
Yeah, the
That's
one thing
funny.
I noticed is like he comes out of this big speech or whatever, and she's like on her truth serum, and then she just has a sword in her hand. She didn't pick that sword up at any point.
Yeah,
she has it. I'm like, oh yeah, because 6 hours of talking has just happened. Of course, she's got the sword now. Like it's crazy.
Sorry. All right. I'm going to, assuming he's still up for it, go and play some Broforce with Bubba Hotep. Are you, where can people find you this weekend? Brian, what are you up to in the next couple of days?
I'm going to be doing some Arc Raiders. I need to catch up on a Cyberpunk stream that I kind of just ended up giving up on because I wasn't in the mood for it. So I still need to do that. But I have been working very hard trying to get text-to-speech, TTS, to function in my streams so that I can do VR streams and people can still talk with me in chat, because you cannot overlay chat on a PS5 VR2 headset. Sony took that capability away. I'm really kind of upset. There was the ability to do lots of things with that headset, and Sony said, nope, you're only going to play it on our console. And so I'm trying to get that set up, and I have installed every bot I can think of, and it seems to fail when I get to that point. But I will succeed eventually, because I know it is possible. And when you know something's possible, you can get there. So that's going to be the thing I want to do soon, is VR streams where chat can talk to me by doing real cheap redemptions. But other than that, yeah, working a lot. So not streaming near as much as I was the last month or so.
That's wonderful news. What about you, Will? What are you up to?
Yeah, tomorrow is Friends Friday, so we'll probably be playing a variety of different games. Who knows? Could be Peak, could be RV There Yet. We were playing 7 Days to Die last week, and that was a lot of fun. Chat swarming me with endless waves of horrible zombies. So that might be up there too. But we'll just wait and see. Come on by if you want to hang out. And then, Brian, I did see specifically somebody on their stream that has that exact thing, just channel point redemption for text to speech. So I might ask them and see if they have any insight for you as well.
Yeah, I just need to know what bot they're using. If I could find out what bot they're using, I'll get it. I'll figure it out. There'll be a way to do it. But
they're just the only ones I've ever seen have it as channel points, and I know that's what you were.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. So you could just do real cheap channel points. I don't want people to have to pay money to talk to me, and I don't want it to be a bit redemption thing. But yeah, that'd be cool. Look at Emma Frost Alicia in chat. She's like, hey, Clean, you got any Sentinel firing course, man? I'll pay you in blueprints, man. Just hook me up, please.
Goodness.
I love it. I love that everybody in our, we have like a channel about arc raiders, and everybody goes in there and they're like swapping blueprints. Yeah, meet me. We'll hook up. Just bring your safe pocket. We'll swap some gear.
That's super funny. Emma, I think I do have some Sentinel cores, but for everybody out there, if you're struggling with Sentinel cores, don't go to the Sentinel turrets. I know you want to, but for some reason it's bugged to shit, and half the time you blow them up, the part just disappears into the world. It's gone forever. What you want to do is go to the electromagnetic storm levels and then loot the broken down, whatever they are, the
husks,
big round arc husks. Yeah, with the husks. They will spawn higher valued parts, and a lot of times there'll be Sentinel cores in those. So that's where you want to go for your Sentinel cores if you can get onto the electromagnetic storm levels. All right.
Sounds good.
We lost all viewership just in that moment.
just talking about that. Yeah. It's a love it or hate it game, I feel like. All right. Let's see. Do I even have Twitch open?
Looks like Run 7's streaming if you want to raid out to him.
Well, I was actually debating raiding to him, switching my channel, and having him raid back.
If that's what you're gonna do, I'll carry it for a second. You can send him over here, and then I'll raid. Because I was literally clicking on you to raid. But if you need to drop stream to get rid of
you're playing Broforce for sure. I'll
do that.
Appreciate it.
And we'll get it set
up. See you guys in a second.
I could vamp a bit. In fact, if I'm going to do this, I might as well get some things set up.
Oh, and for the record, for next week, we are going to be talking about 28 years later, the Bone Yard, or the Bone Temple, sorry. So we'll have to figure out a way to watch that sometime in the next week or so. It's going to be a brand new movie. We are going to spoil the shit out of it. So if you're interested, come talk to us next week. That's next Thursday.
Okay.
And then we need to figure out, I think we were talking about doing Knives Out in February. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think I think Knives Out was next on the docket. I have to see if I can get to the movies.